What's good, guys? Welcome back to part two of my journey to greatness with Child. I hope you enjoy. See ya.
There's one thing that he normally tells me was that the reason why the situations are like this is because we had to drop out of our dreams and come back and help out at home. And now, if you also do the same thing, I don't see how the situation is going to change if everyone keep dropping out to help out. So someone's going to have to go against all the odds and achieve what they want to achieve. Yeah.
Every parent expects their child to go to school,
finish
school.
Yeah.
And then now you're like, I'm going to add another 2 years.
Another
So for you now, how did you, after adding 2 years, because for me I was like 2 years, yes, thank you Jesus. Can I go to work please?
I know.
And
After
for you,
that 2 years, yeah.
exactly. I was like, can I go to work please? And also like I feel there was also a lot of pressure from like seeing the people that I went to high school with getting jobs and progressing with their lives. And now I'm still in school.
That's true.
How did you deal with that pressure yourself? Did you have it at all?
Definitely, I had it. That's why that's why I didn't. I went straight into PhD after that year. That's true, but I had to like sit back and think. Yeah, for a few weeks. I didn't take a gap year, but I had to sit back and think for a few weeks. That year, after completing my degree, because the pressure was there. But now I'm done. Am I sure that I still want to continue? Or should I get a job and work for I know I still want that one thing that I want, but can I like sit back, get a job and work for a few years, then I'll go back into do PhD later on, because I know that I want it, but I have this pressure that I feel like I also need to go out there, get a job, yeah, the pressure that you're saying that okay, people are progressing and all this. I feel like I also need to get a job and
Yeah.
So yeah, but eventually the PhD was in the pipeline at that time when I was thinking also. I just took a moment to think about it, but the PhD was already like something that was in the pipeline. I had already applied for PhD NRF and stuff. But yes, I did take a moment to think about it. But at the end of the day, I decided I think I'm just gonna go straight into doing the PhD because it's what I want at the end of the day. That's what I'm saying. Even if I went to work, I was probably gonna come back and do it. So yeah, so that's when I decided I'm gonna go straight into it instead.
Like that is very important information. I want us to take us back, take us back to the time where you had the dream to become to get a PhD or to become a doctor. Like what was that? Like was it somebody who motivated you? Was it from reading? When was that dream planted into you that I want to have a PhD, I want to be a doctor?
I think after I decided the road of going into like research, then I came to do my master's here in Stellenbosch. I think I was surrounded by a lot of people who are doing well, and now starting to see like it was becoming so clear to me now, like what are like the opportunities ahead of this journey that I'm going through. And then there were like people around who are really doing well, who like they're like professors, doctors, some of them being my supervisors, some of them being like the people who work around with. And when you take a look at that, also you get like inspired. And also what inspired me was the field itself. Like the kind of research that we're doing also inspired me. Like I really would like to like continue this kind of research to that level of me becoming a doctor. And what also inspired me, I would say, was what then happens when I'm a doctor. What I'm trying to say is that by looking at the people who are already doctors, what happens when you are a doctor? What are like your functions? Or you are like now able to train students. You're like now able to be an independent scientist. Independent meaning that like you become a senior scientist. Of course, you still work collaboratively with others, and you know, you become a senior researcher, you know. So I felt like that is somewhere where I want to be when I looked at those people around me. So I think my inspiration came from that as well.
Okay. Now I want to talk because I went because I didn't have that. I didn't have those people around me who I would be like, oh, that one is like, I didn't know anybody who was. The only people that I knew, I remember, was Manyelo. Manyelo was also part of this.
Yeah.
Because she was doing genetic counseling and she wasn't even working by then. She was still a student. That's the only person that I looked up to, be like, oh, okay, yeah, she's going somewhere. She hasn't arrived yet. And then with bioinformatics, I think it's something that my lecturer actually brought it up, like it's a good career, that's where we're moving towards, kind of vibes, like, oh, okay, maybe something that I can consider. There was someone who was actually even offering like sponsorship for that, which was amazing. And then with forensic science, it was that field where I, in my mind and with my belief and with God involved, was if I go this route, I'm going to get a job. That's how my thought process was for the whole thing. So where did you get these people that motivated you, or that you could see where they're going? Because I feel so many people actually do not have that. People that they can look up to motivate them or to inspire to be like that.
I think my reference to your last question was in reference to when I was already doing my master's.
Oh.
Yeah. When I was so not when I was still not when I was still in final year. When I was still in final year, I only had the motivation of taking the road of research, which is going to do masters, but not necessarily that I already knew a lot about what happens when I become a doctor. Like I didn't already have like the people around me like who did the same degree, who went on to become
I get
PhD
you
and
what
stuff.
you're saying.
So when I was still doing masters, so I think the inspiration was to continue in the road of research, and I had a lecturer at that time who already has a PhD as well. So I would say that also became a bit of inspiration, because sometimes he would talk about his lifetime when he was doing research at UP, and his time when he was doing his PhD, his time when he was traveling and stuff. So yeah, a little bit of that also.
Okay, now I get you.
Yeah,
I get you. Like, which is it's very important to have people around you that you would love to be like. Like right now at my job, I would love to be like my commander. He's just that one person that's like, I want your job. So I actually get you, like where you have people, but for me that's another thing. I like, okay, right now that I am in my life, every next step that I want to take, I want to know who did it, who went there. Like I don't want to do something new that has never been done before. No, I want to remodel other people's steps. I'm not saying it's wrong to just do something new or that you've never had anyone do it, but for me it's a thing of I want to know where I'm gonna end up. That's very important for me.
I also think it's good to have like people around you like who inspires you, like to draw some inspiration from there and there.
Yeah, that is important. What makes you so great?
What makes me so great? So I think it's I would say it's knowing where I want to be. It's knowing what I want to get to. It's the hunger of getting where I want to get. So I think that's what makes me great, if I would say. And because of that, I tend to like put so much effort to try and get the stuff done, to try and achieve these little goals that I'm trying to like, the aim being to get to a bigger goal by achieving these smaller goals. So I would say that's what makes me great. And another thing that makes me great would be the support that I have, because research is a very collaborative work. So if you have a good support around you, that also shine some lights on you. So
And is this like your supervisors and stuff like that?
yeah,
Okay.
and the rest of research group and stuff. So I would say that's what makes me great. But yeah, knowing where I want to get to, that's what makes me to put 2 times the effort and the hunger to get there. And yeah, the fear to go back. I don't want to go back now.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so I want to get where I want to get. So that's what makes it.
That's beautiful. Like, yeah, having like I feel if you have the end goal, like nothing is going to stop you. Like, there's nothing as difficult as walking a journey and you're not sure where you're going.
Yeah.
Like, what's the motivation? What's the drive for that?
Yeah.
Sure. So I want to ask you, what are some of the things that you feel put you to where you are? Like, what are the steps that you took or went against or didn't take that made you to be the person that you are today?
I would say, what are the steps? So I would say the choices I made. So I think making choices is very important because every choice has outcomes and they're gonna be good or bad. So I'm very grateful for the choices I made when I was doing my final year. And, because I could have decided to do something else because at the time I was, there was so much pressure of going to work, look for something else. I could have stayed home for a year but at that time, the most critical decision I made it around April, was to start looking for a supervisor. I think that is the most important decision I've made in my career because I got a supervisor around that time, before June, somewhere around there. I can't remember the dates, but somewhere there. So I would say that is the very important decision I made that put me where I am today. Yeah, and also the decision of going forward to do a PhD, and some of the decisions that I should have made I didn't make was upgrading for a PhD. I didn't because I wanted to sit back and see if I really want to go forward. Yeah.
Did that affect you in a negative or in a positive way?
I've now moved on from it, but when I started my PhD, I felt like I could have upgraded, I could have avoided a lot of things. I could have, continued from my master's and upgraded to a PhD. That would have been the most beneficial way of doing it.
Oh, okay.
But because I didn't, I now have to continue from where I am and stop thinking about it. I can't go back there.
Okay.
So then I continued. Yeah.
Okay, so now because I I'm gonna make reference with Dr. Kutala as well.
Yeah.
She mentioned that I think her story is more or less similar to you, but then she said that by the time she got to October, her supervisor was like, upgrade because your work is just way too good and you've done a lot of work. I remember we talked about that as well, that you had done a lot of work and you wanted to think about it before you upgraded. Like, if you find somebody in that situation which you were, would you advise them to sit down and think about it? Like, is PhD really what you want to do? Or would you say just go for it and just do it?
Well, sometimes there's no need to think. Sometimes people know that they want to do PhD, and if you really know that you want to do it, I think you should definitely upgrade. There's no need to sit back and try to think about anything. But yes, if you still have uncertainties, then I would say yes, sit back because it's another extra 2-3 years journey that you don't want to find yourself already made a commitment that you are not yet sure of. But if you really want a PhD, there's no need to sit back and think. It's the best way to go, I think. I think that is actually good advice. If you're not sure, just sit back and think. Because how long did it take you to complete your master's? 2 years.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you finished way earlier than that.
No, just 2 years.
Okay, because I remember you were actually the first person to actually graduate masters in our group. I'm like, Charles did it, I can also did it.
Yeah, it was 2 years.
And it's like, yo, and then now I was actually I don't know, I was going through Emma statuses, and he posted a lot about it, about the papers that you've written. And I'm just like, hey, well, I didn't know Charles was actually doing so good. How many papers have you written now?
4.
4.
Yeah.
And then how many like in co-authored and all that?
Yeah. These ones, they're like obviously co-authored, but these ones that I mentioned, they're the one where I'm like
the first author.
Yeah.
So you have 4 that are first authors,
Yeah.
and then the ones that you just co-authors.
It's only one.
Oh. So where are you going from now?
So yeah, that is very important question. I've been saying there's an end goal that keep me going. But yeah, what is this? So where am I going? So I think I just want to get to a level of, being a senior researcher, which I watched one of your videos, and Dr.
Kutala.
She mentioned something like that. So I think that's where I want to get. I wouldn't say the exact similar thing, but yes, I want to get to a point where I'm a senior researcher, and I'm able to train students, because I'm receiving training now, and I'm receiving training now, and it would be good to also get to a level where I have more knowledge to also train. I saw you made reference of Ima. I saw the other day, I don't know if it's him or Lloyd, but someone mentioned that apparently the meaning of doctor is to teach. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I think I would also get to a level where I want to teach back, and I want to be a researcher, and have like my own kind of research that I want to divert into and apply all the stuff that I've been learning all the years from these brilliant guys, and now put them into action, where I'm also trying to like identify the gaps that I can research into, and I think basically senior researcher in simple terms. That's where I want to go to.
I just want to know, what are the pressures or the challenges that you face as a PhD student?
Well, the challenge is there's a pressure of completing stuff on time, because like at the same time when we are working against time of saying I want to complete after this certain period, the pressure of doing well, because you want to do well, you want to complete your aims on time, you want to like try to publish, which is also a bit of a pressure, and I would say those are the pressures that you want to do well, and you want to like what do you call it, to finish your stuff on time. So that sort of creates a pressure in your head of saying, am I doing well enough? Am I still on the right track? Yeah.
Okay. And then what would you advise somebody who actually wants to be like you right now, from a disadvantaged background, but would love to be a researcher one day, or who's currently doing medical science and they don't know where to go to?
I would say research is a very exciting field, a very difficult one at the same time. There's a lot of challenges that come with it, but it's a very exciting field to dive into, especially if you are this person who's interested about finding answers to certain health related issues, or biology related issues, or any other research that you're interested into. So that's where it gets exciting, because you have questions and you get answers for those questions. You try to find solutions. So if that is something that you want to achieve, I would say of course challenges are going to be there. As I mentioned, some of them will be financial challenges as to whether it's fine for you to continue given the circumstances that you might be facing. But I would say if it's really something that you want to do, I would say you must go for it, because I think it's really worth it. You must try to go against all odds and go for it, find a master's position and apply for the funding, apply for NRF, and I'm sure if you get NRF, that should be able to support you for a master's. And when you continue to PhD, also you apply for NRF and other funding that are available. And yeah, eventually you'll make it through.
Okay, Charles, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you
very
so much. I hope you guys are motivated. I hope you are inspired. Charles is someone that actually inspires me as well, because we're in the same class. Now he's the whole Stellenbosch PhD student. How far until you're done?
Yeah, that's a very difficult question.
Okay, you don't have to answer that. But thank you so much for your time.
And
I hope you guys let us know what you think in the comment section below. Please like, please comment, please share, and I'll see you guys in our next episode. Bye!
Bye.